When I go to the races, I test everything. A whole pile of crap happens. I break everything. And then I learn stuff, and I can share that with you so that you don't have to destroy as much or test as many things. And you can just trust me, because it's like, I want the same thing that you want. A great FPV experience for good value. So out of all these drones, which one do you think is going to be the fastest?
It's terrific, right? I'm in heaven.
You're going to be using all these drones. These three are actually basically the same. I designed my frames so that you can build them kind of as pushers or racers. These three are called the Push. That's a pusher version. We're gonna blow that one up today, and this was the one I made specifically to race. And then this was my faithful racer for last year's Nationals. The only one that got through the whole thing. We have stories about everything throughout today. And then we have my filming rig, Metric. This is basically the newer version of these. These are monoplate, and this one is replaceable arms and stuff, freestyle, all that stuff. We got the Great Discus, my favorite, just solid, everyday quad for everything. Most of the things you see on the channel are with this. It can also be built as a racer. Yeah, my Racer HD01 is busted. Then we have the Ballerina, 4-inch, but it has the same type of mountings as the Discus, so anything you can do with this, except this has less protection. And this mount, I call it the Micron. It takes micro cameras, and you can just screw them in and print bumpers on them and be able to have a nice light 4-inch. Psycho, everyone's new favorite little drone. Surprisingly fun. Just lacks the authority that the Discus has. This just cuts through the wind, whereas this one fights a little bit. I have so much footage, way too much footage, so what I decided I'd do is just take the best lap from each one of these, put a timer on, see which one is the fastest, and talk about it and compare them and have a fun little video. I am guessing it's either going to be the fast one or this guy. This weekend is Canadian Nationals. So I'm not the best racer. Canadian Nationals is a 3-day event, and the third day you can only go to if you qualify. I went to the qualifying race. Yay, we qualified, basically. I think you had to come like top 40, and there were only like 20 people there or something. I never really actually go and spend a day flying. My whole flying FPV is take a couple packs with me, and if I get to fly a bit away, right? Or you can, you know, make all the same drones and try to get the fastest, try to be the best, and that's never going to be me. I don't have the time that like a 15-year-old or 18-year-old has, where they can just spend a whole day playing simulators. I don't know about you, but I get to a certain point where it's like I get better and better and better, and then I'm just wasting my time because I can just try it all day and I'll just get frustrated. I won't get better, I won't get faster. I hit that wall. I think that it's great that everyone should do it, but you should also understand if you are doing it, you're going to probably break stuff. Never go with one race quad. Like if you go with 3 of the same, you might make it through and maybe nothing will break, but if you go with one, the first time you race, you're going to destroy it. I'm going to say I'm done with HD0 for racing. I think I might make a video about how much I dislike HD0. Some of you have had great experiences with it. Ballhawk has been flying a Discus with a naked freestyle V2 for a year racing, and his is still going. So it's just, for me though, I've just had nothing but horrible experiences. Maybe I've just been unfortunate. This is gonna be analog, and let's go have some fun. Nothing to prepare you for a race like Mickey D's. Oh yeah. I'm doing a bad thing, but I feel so good about it.
It's race day, you're allowed.
It's race day, yeah. Let's just put on some more visceral fat. Yes. Oh, you know what I should do? I have an idea. Is there any chance you just want a bun? A butter bun? Oops, there you go. Oh, it's fine. Here, have another. 2 for you. Because what I'm going to do I had a brilliant idea. Yes, nothing but brilliance comes out of my mind.
It's true.
Yes. Nothing but great ideas and wonderful things. Especially when I know what's happening. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, you don't need to watch it anymore. So I built this drone just for this race. Like, I was so excited. I had just built this drone, and now it's not working. The thing that I made for the race didn't work. So we're already having problems. This is LaPush, and there's only 3 of these frames left, and I'm using them till they break, so we'll see how long they last. Monoplate. This got me through the nationals last year, and now afterwards I went with Brittany. I made this video. It's like analog makes me feel nostalgic, and at the end of that video I smashed it pretty good, and now the VTX is being weird. So I'm thinking I might open this up and stick an HD0 in there and give HD0 one more chance. I don't know if they're worth it, but maybe. And yeah, we're gonna see how fast this drone is. We'll see. This was supposed to be like my premium drone, my special drone. Now it's the metric, but this was supposed to be that. But the problem with this is it didn't have enough space to put an action cam. So it didn't have, like, if I've tried to put this action cam here, there's not enough space for it. It goes over the camera, and then all you see is the action cam mount. So it wasn't working. So I thought maybe I'd build it as a racer also, but instead I just tried racing it like this. I think that it was just too tight. Get it right, get it tight. And somehow, I don't know what happened, and the ESC blew up. The motor doesn't even seem really, yeah, it's not nice. So who knows, maybe the motor got banged and then I tried to spin it up and it blew up, or I don't know what happened to it, but it flew nicely, and it's just a shame because it's like the ESC blew up and you can still plug in the FC, but it's I think it did get burned enough. Just enough to kind of break it. But it still turns on, so it is a little bit sad. Anyways, I gotta tear this apart and turn it into an actual racing quad for tomorrow. Yeah, we're gonna try putting HD0, I think, on that one, and we're gonna do a fresh analog build on this one.
Oh, lots of things didn't work. One of my drones blew up. Nice time.
This is a ballerina I originally made like this. Took the design from the Great Discus, but you can get the Great Discus from 3mm to 4mm carbon. And it has all the bumpers, motors, protection, all that stuff. This was more specific. It's not to be as versatile. It wasn't made to really race or smash. The arms are a little bit thicker than the Discus. They're also just a tiny bit longer, but because it doesn't have motor protection, it actually is almost the same size as the Discus, and it actually weighs less. It only comes in 3.5mm T700 carbon, and I did design more accessories to make like bumpers for it too. It was meant to be like a Flywoo Explorer killer. If you enjoy taking your Flywoo Explorer and just flying around, going far, and experiencing that in analog, then this is perfect. I had it just working with one camera with this mold. Maybe I'll make a tutorial on how you can make yourself a little bumper for your camera, because that could be like one of your introductions to 3D design and just starting making simple things. And that's how it all starts. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. The one and only, the Great Discus. This is my favorite thing to fly. I've been pretty happy with the footage coming out of the Runcam Thumb Pro Wide Edition. It's good enough. It's not as nice as a GoPro. I'd love to have a GoPro on there, but this setup has been flying really good. It's working, so why not, right? This is just my favorite quad. It flies so nicely, and every quad's a little bit different, and I'm sure you kind of have one where you know when you fly it, it's just kind of locked in and everything's perfect. And that's how this one feels. I didn't push it too hard, I think. But we got a cool video of the full course. This is the one I made just for the races. The VTX wasn't working, so we didn't get to fly it. Later on, I did a full fresh install with a VTX and Express LRS and everything. So now it ended up working, and we got to fly it. The only problem is now, like, I've smacked it. The camera went in a bit, so I gotta like unscrew the whole thing just to push the camera back in, and maybe I should glue it in place. I really like monoplates. The Discus is great. When it comes to 5 inches, it gets a little harder to do monoplates because one thing breaks and you got to change everything. And the monoplate on a 5 inch is not as strong as a 3.5 because everything's heavier. The motors are heavier. I can make over 10 3.5 inch frames on a sheet of carbon. With this, I could only do 5. It's cheaper to make something like this, and we'll get to this next, where it has replaceable arms and stuff, than this, because the replaceable arms, they can all be stacked onto carbon sheet. So making a monoplate actually ends up being more expensive because you have to use up a lot more carbon to get this big piece. But I made 5 of them. Brittany has one. Blue FPV destroyed his in a terrible accident, and I have 3 left. So I got this one, and another one I'm gonna show you really soon. Okay, we got the Psycho on the racetrack. From the whole day, I think this is what surprised me the most. This little 2.5 inch with a 2S battery was able to get through the whole track. Felt like I was going probably as fast, if not faster, than I did with the big ones. What I'm most excited about learning, these are so cheap compared to the big ones. Part of me wants to make a little race version of this, where I stick the battery underneath, make a little pod, and then race them like that. I think that would be pretty fun. Make a pile of little 2.5 inch rockets. Mind you, they're not going to be fast enough for the top people. Let's say Mr. Minchan or top pilot, whoever is flying this drone, and you're like, I want to be like them, so then you get the same drone. And now this drone's way too fast and powerful for you to control. You're not going to kill the battery the same way that they do. You could use a lighter battery, you could use a smaller quad, you could use something less powerful. And something less powerful with more control will actually be better for you than having your favorite pilot's drone. So that's where this kind of thing is really interesting, because you'd think you'd get this and it would make you much faster, but you might actually be faster with one of these because you can control it. As things get bigger, they get faster and they get a little bit harder to control. So you might want to try the little guys. Metric is basically the upgraded the push. It has replaceable arms. It has a top plate and bottom plate that are the same. They're metric. They're symmetric. That's why it's called the metric. And if you flip the arm upside down, it becomes usable on the other side too. So your 4 arms are interchangeable with any arm. The top and bottom plate are the same. And it's pretty sweet. It's 4.5 millimeter thick arms and 2 millimeter thick top plate and bottom plates, and the whole thing weighs like 350 grams dry weight. Pretty good. When you stick an action cam on this, it still probably weighs less than most freestyles do. tight as possible. But when it comes to racing, I think you should leave a little bit of clearance, especially for like between the ESCs and the flight controller. And now it makes sense to me too why sometimes if you have a bigger ESC and the solder joints are coming off the edge, they're not going to hit the flight controller. Whereas if you have a flight controller right on top of the ESCs, when the wire comes undone, it's easier to short and get trapped underneath it. I never really thought about that. I'm in a funny place with FPV right now. FPV takes a lot of time and money, and I'm broke right now. Even though like I've been making a lot more sales, all the money from sales goes to drones. Like I don't make anything. Buy a drone off me, even if you tip me, like all that money just goes to my drone fund and it buys more parts. That's how I've been able to like fund all this. Like we just did our taxes. All the numbers added up together, it was like I made $7,300, like around that, like a $300 profit, and I spent like $7,000. Like right now I have $1,200, and I'm literally gonna spend $400 on motors, $400 on VTXs, and then the rest on like some happy model bind and flies. What I was surprised the most today was, Toronto drivers, wonderful. So anyways, what I was surprised the most with today was the performance of the Psycho on the track. I felt like I could rip that pretty good. Yeah, now I'm gonna get back to driving, and I hope you enjoyed that and had fun. Smoochy smoochy. Make sure you subscribe, smash the like button, and consider becoming a Patreon or a channel member, and you get to have some more quality time hearing my nonsense, I guess.